Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. WWE WrestlePalooza, despite being a spectacular show in its own right, seemingly fell short of fan expectations. While ESPN may have provided a less than favorable review rating for the PLT, veteran journalist Bill Apter believes that it is simply one of the occasional misses of the Stamford-based promotion. Triple H has certainly helped the product evolve over the years he has been in power, and the company has been witnessing a significant growth in terms of profit. However, ESPN rating WWE WrestlePalooza a C is an example of how the quality of booking has deteriorated for some. Nevertheless, Bill Apter thinks that Triple H is doing the best with what he has. Speaking on an episode of the Wrestling Time Machine hosted by Mac Davis, Apter stated, "According to former head writer Vince Russo, this ESPN rating could prove problematic for AAA." Speaking the Coach and Bro Show, Russo stated, "As of now, it remains to be seen what Triple H does next." WWE WrestlePalooza was marketed as one of the most ambitious sports entertainment spectacles of the year, a grand stage that would merge nostalgia, modern stardom, and experimental match formats in one marathon event. But the fallout from the show has become just as significant as the matches themselves after ESPN released an unusually harsh critique and rating of the production, sparking immediate backlash from veterans of the business and leading to an unexpected wave of defenses for Triple H, who oversaw the creative direction of the event. The rating, which ESPN prominently displayed across its digital and television platforms, painted WrestlePalooza as a bloated experiment that failed to connect with mainstream audiences, assigning a score that placed it among the lowest-graded WWE premium live events in recent memory. This brutal judgment from one of the most influential sports media outlets in the world instantly went viral, leaving fans polarized and sparking heated debates about whether the criticism was justified or unfairly sensationalized. For many fans, WrestlePalooza had delivered several memorable moments, including the return of high-profile legends, the shocking debut of a former international wrestling star, and a main event that, while divisive in pacing, showcased some of the company's top talents pushing themselves to the limit. But the negative press immediately overshadowed the positives, creating a narrative that WWE had missed the mark on what was supposed to be its newest tentpole event. ESPN's panel emphasized production inconsistencies, citing overly long match times, confusing booking decisions, and a reliance on shock value rather than cohesive storytelling. While such critiques are common in wrestling media, the bluntness and severity of ESPN's assessment raised eyebrows within the industry, especially since it was published at a time when WWE has been enjoying record financial success and high global visibility. In response to the rating, a respected WWE veteran who has worked both inside and outside the company spoke exclusively to defend Triple H, stating that the ESPN critique was disconnected from what the show represented for the business and overlooked the structural challenges of launching a new brand-defining event. According to the veteran, Triple H has been attempting to balance mainstream entertainment demands with wrestling purist expectations, and WrestlePalooza was a necessary experimental step, even if not everything landed perfectly. The defense highlighted how Triple H has successfully revived interest in long-form storytelling, revitalized mid-card titles, and given new stars a chance to shine, all things that are not always quantifiable in immediate ratings or reviews. The veteran further explained that while some matches may have dragged, they'd also allowed talent to showcase storytelling psychology that would have been lost in shorter segments. They stressed that ESPN's approach reduced the event to a simplistic score while failing to account for the long-term arcs Triple H has been cultivating, arcs that may only reveal their true impact months down the line. "This business doesn't work like grading a football game," the veteran remarked. "We're telling stories that span weeks, months, sometimes years. To call WrestlePalooza a failure because a crowd didn't pop for one match, or because the pacing felt slow, ignores the bigger picture. Triple H is building something here, and these things take time." The backlash to ESPN's rating has also extended to the fanbase, with many rallying behind Triple H on social media, using hashtags like hashtag #NHHUETrust and hashtag WrestlePalooza to serve better. Critics, however, argue that WWE cannot simply brush off negative mainstream attention, especially when a network as large as ESPN provides the coverage. The perception of WWE outside its own bubble remains crucial for partnerships, sponsorships, and future global events. ESPN's commentary that WrestlePalooza looked more like an overbooked variety show than a professional wrestling showcase struck a particularly sensitive chord, as WWE has spent years moving away from the sports entertainment label and emphasizing its athletic credibility alongside dramatic storytelling. Triple H himself has not publicly addressed ESPN's rating, but insiders suggest that he is aware of the criticism and is determined to ensure that future editions of WrestlePalooza avoid the pitfalls that were spotlighted. Sources close to the creative team hinted that adjustments are already being discussed for pacing, thematic cohesion, and reducing the total runtime of the event, which stretched past 5 hours and reportedly caused fatigue among live attendees and viewers alike. What makes this controversy particularly compelling is the symbolism tied to Triple H's leadership. Since taking over WWE's creative direction, he has been praised for modernizing storylines and prioritizing wrestling credibility. However, WrestlePalooza exposed the delicate balance he must maintain between innovation and overextension. ESPN's rating, brutal as it was, highlighted how even small missteps on such a large stage can be magnified, especially when a company with WWE's resources is expected to deliver perfection. The veteran defending Triple H framed it as a necessary trial by fire, emphasizing that legendary events like WrestleMania and SummerSlam did not achieve iconic status overnight. They recalled how past events, now remembered fondly, were initially criticized for overbooking, controversial finishes, or technical issues, yet eventually became part of wrestling lore. The history books don't remember the bad reviews, they stated. They remember the moments, the stars who were made, the risks that paid off. WrestlePalooza will be no different. 10 years from now, people won't be quoting ESPN's rating. They'll be remembering who debuted, who shocked the world, and what stories were set in motion. Still, the ESPN critique has forced WWE into a spotlight it cannot easily dim. For years, wrestling coverage in mainstream sports outlets was limited, often dismissive, and rarely given detailed ratings. The fact that ESPN not only covered WrestlePalooza, but dissected it as rigorously as it would a major boxing card or UFC event, shows how deeply integrated WWE has become into the larger sports ecosystem. This makes their rating even more impactful, as it reflects the expectations mainstream sports media now place on professional wrestling to deliver consistency, logic, and excellence. Fans, analysts, and even rival promotions are closely watching how WWE responds to the fallout. Some see this as an opportunity for Triple H to tighten creative focus, while others fear that public scrutiny from ESPN-level outlets may pressure the company into overcorrecting and abandoning the experimental energy that gave WrestlePalooza its unique identity. The debate encapsulates the current state of wrestling itself, a booming industry at a crossroads between tradition, spectacle, and global entertainment expansion. Whether ESPN's brutal rating becomes a footnote or a lasting scar on WrestlePalooza's legacy depends largely on how WWE frames the narrative moving forward. For now, the defense from veterans, the support from fans, and the silence from Triple H himself all paint the picture of a company standing by its creative choices, while acknowledging the weight of outside criticism. WrestlePalooza may not have been perfect, but as the veteran reminded in their exclusive comments, greatness is built on risk, not safety. Hunter knows that, and that's why this company is in better hands than it's ever been. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.